the mirror that shows your future and kills you for it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're gonna be looking at a creepypasta written by KJ Murgatroyd, so let's get right into it. When Nana died, I inherited a lot of stuff. The house, being an antique shop, had plenty of items in need of dusting and organization, but nothing really caught my eye except one item. In the back room, hidden behind a dusty velvet rope, was a full-length mirror in a gilt wood frame. When I ran my fingers across its surface, the chill it sent through me was unlike any I'd ever felt before. Looking into its depths, I saw not my own reflection, but that of an old woman wearing clothes from another era. She was beautiful and regal, and as I watched, she walked toward me with a strange, otherworldly grace. Then she was gone, replaced by my own bewildered face once more. Was it a hallucination brought on by grief or something more sinister? Either way, it didn't last long. A few weeks passed, and I found myself standing before the mirror again, its surface now free of cobwebs and grime. As I gazed into its depths, a new image formed, this time of a handsome young man whose features were uncomfortably familiar. He looked at me with eyes of emerald green, then smiled and beckoned with a finger. It felt like a trick of the light, but there was no mistaking the urgency in his eyes. Curious, I reached out to touch the glass, but pulled back when my fingers left smudges in the dust. Who was he, and why did he seem so desperate to speak with me? But even more importantly, how could I reach him? I pressed my palm against the cold glass, willing my reflection to appear, but only saw the dust motes dancing in the afternoon sun. The following days were filled with chores and errands, but my thoughts kept returning to the mirror. The faces of those I'd seen haunted my waking hours, and I longed to understand their connection to me. Yet every attempt to summon them ended in disappointment. They seemed to appear at will, taunting me with glimpses of the future, and refusing to speak with me when I longed for answers. My sleep became troubled with dreams of endless hallways and whispering shadows. Each morning I awoke feeling more weary than the last, my spirit dampened by the relentless gloom that seemed to cling to me like a shroud. I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes followed me everywhere, eager to snatch me away into the abyss of the unknown. Then, one day, while sorting through Nana's belongings, I came across an old leather-bound diary. Its pages crackled as I turned them, revealing faded ink that danced before my eyes. As I continued reading, a chill snaked down my spine, for the diary entries detailed not only Nana's life, but also the history of the mirror. The elegant script told of a family's legacy, but one name kept recurring: Cassian Morrill. He was a renowned craftsman, yet his masterpiece was shrouded in mystery. Nana's diary hinted at something sinister, a darkness lurking beneath the mirror's surface. Could it hold the key to the visions I'd witnessed and the unsettling feelings that plagued me? Or would the truth lie dormant forever, buried deep within the annals of time? I delved deeper into the diary, hoping to unravel the enigma of Cassian Morrill and the mirror that bore his name. With each passing page, the mystery deepened, ensnaring me in its intricate web. The diary spoke of ancient rituals and forbidden knowledge, casting an eerie glow over the mirror's secrets. What I uncovered chilled me to the bone. Cassian Morrill wasn't just a craftsman. He was a desperate man consumed by an insatiable desire to cheat death. The diary revealed a dark pact he made with an entity beyond our understanding, an exchange that granted him immortality, but at a terrible cost. The mirror, it seemed, was the vessel through which he'd peered into the abyss of time, forever altering the course of eternity. But it was one entry in particular that sent a shiver down my spine. In a shaky hand, Nana's great-grandmother wrote of a warning she'd received in a dream, a premonition of the horrors that awaited those who dared to gaze upon the mirror. The visions, she'd been told, were not mere glimpses of the future, but prophecies woven with malevolent intent. Those who saw their reflections were not merely observing their destinies. They were becoming entangled in a horrifying game orchestrated by an entity beyond comprehension. The diary fell from my numb fingers, hitting the floor with a dull thud. The weight of this revelation threatened to crush me, the implications echoing through my bones. The mirror wasn't just an antique, it was a conduit to unimaginable horrors, a gateway that shouldn't have remained shut. As the realization dawned on me, I felt a surge of panic rise within me. I needed to destroy the mirror, banish its evil back to the abyss from whence it came. But as I moved toward it, my hand trembled, my resolve crumbling in the face of the unknown. A single tear traced its way down my cheek, mingling with the dust motes dancing in the golden light. Nana's final entry echoed in my mind, a haunting reminder of the peril that lay ahead. If only I'd listened to her warnings, if only I'd left the mirror undisturbed. But now I was trapped in a nightmare of my own making, hurtling towards a fate I could only guess at. In the ensuing days, the visions intensified, each one tugging at my sanity. I saw friends and neighbors meeting untimely ends, their fates mirroring the images in the mirror. Fear became my constant companion, seeping into my bones and poisoning my thoughts. Sleep offered no escape, only serving to torment me with dreams of what was to come. The line between reality and nightmare blurred, leaving me suspended in a terrifying limbo. Yet amidst the chaos, a flicker of defiance sparked within me. I refused to be a victim, to surrender to the terror that sought to consume me. Armed with newfound determination, I resolved to confront the mirror, to stare into its depths and defy the visions it held. Perhaps it was folly, perhaps it was madness, but I was done running. I would stand firm against the encroaching darkness, even if it meant facing my deepest fears. With each passing moment, the mirror's hold on me tightened, its whispers seeping into my soul. But I wouldn't yield. I would fight for my future, even if it meant challenging the very fabric of time itself. As the final showdown approached, the stakes grew higher, the tension thickening the air around me. The mirror's power surged, its visions becoming more vivid, more menacing. But I stood my ground, my resolve hardening into a shield against the encroaching darkness. This was my battle now, a war between my will and the mirror's malevolent whispers. And as the lines between past, present, and future blurred, I knew that only one of us would emerge victorious. Just then, as the mirror's power threatened to engulf me, I remembered Nana's words. There was a way to break the curse, a loophole in the chaos. All I had to do was change the future, undo the prophecies that the mirror had so carelessly cast. But how could I alter fate itself, and would it cost me everything I held dear? With newfound purpose coursing through me, I began to plan my counterattack. The mirror had shown me visions, but it hadn't considered one crucial detail. I wasn't merely a passive observer. I was an agent of change, capable of shaping my own destiny and that of others. As the first piece together the fragments of the future, I saw not just danger, but opportunity. Every twist of fate, every unexpected turn could be manipulated, nudged in a direction that defied the mirror's predictions. It was a delicate dance, a balancing act on the edge of possibility. But I was determined to succeed, driven by a love for life that refused to be extinguished. The final confrontation was a blur of adrenaline and raw determination. The mirror fought back, its visions twisting and morphing in an attempt to break my will. But I stood firm, my resolve a bulwark against the encroaching shadows. In the end, it came down to a single choice. Could I accept the visions, embrace the future the mirror had laid out for me, or would I defy it, tearing apart the fabric of fate in the process? The decision hung in the balance, a tightrope walk above the abyss. And as the seconds ticked by, I knew that whatever I chose would have repercussions that echoed through eternity. So there we have it, folks. What did you think of this creepypasta? Let me know down below. And if you want to hear more, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I post these types of stories all the time. Also, be sure to check out the live streams every Friday night. I always have a bunch of cool things planned. Anyway, I hope you have a good night and stay spooky.